everybody. My name is Brigitte, and this is Entertainment News and Review. Stay tuned. My guest today is DJ Dr. Nate. Hey, welcome, everybody. So, with us in the studio today, we have DJ Dr. Nate with us. So, my first question, welcome, Nate. My first question for you, and I don't think you've ever told us this story, is where did you get this name? Where did
Well,
the
I
doctor
haven't told
come
it
from?
because it's embarrassing and I don't want you to know. No, I'm kidding. No, I get asked that question. I used to joke that if someone would say, if they would call me Mr. Nate or just DJ Nate, I once at Joe's, I said, like, hey, it's Dr. Nate. I didn't go to 7 years of evil DJ school to be called Mr. Thank you very much. And for some reason, it made the MC that night just burst out laughing. So then I had to tell the story. But, it's funny. I wanted to be a DJ. It was one of several things I liked doing, but when I was in college, I was on the college radio station, and I was the only person on the radio station that was not a broadcast major at the time. I was actually a scholarship winning biology student, and I had been called Dr. Nate before because of that in high school with friends, and I didn't like it because I'm like, no, my name is Nathan. Everybody doesn't have to have a one syllable name, but yes, you do in college apparently, or you get a nickname. And so in college on the radio station, I got called DJ Dr. Nate, and I just decided to own it. And then what happened was I was doing a show with two partners, and it was called the J and K Show, and it was a funny show, and we won an award for like best show of the year on WACW FFM. And so, well, if I have an award with the name DJ Dr. Nate on, then I can't change it now. So it became something fun, and it kind of became a joke that because I did switch from biology to media eventually. So then I just kept the doctor, and people would say, can you prescribe me a song, for my weary soul, doctor? And sure, of course. What do you want? What do you need? So
I love
I'll
that.
prescribe a song for any situation.
That's awesome. I love that story. That's fantastic. You talked about Joe's and I know you DJ a lot. So
Well, I'm really blessed to be able to do this a lot. It's really fun. I love it. And it's kind of right now, as you see the background, I've got Rockin' 24/7 radio on behind me. That is the current station that I have a weekly show on every Saturday Pacific Standard Time. It's 12 p.m. That's 8 p.m. in the UK right now. And then I re-airs 8 hours later. And that's my home base right now for DJing. I love it. It's getting to do a weekly show has been a dream. So you can find that it's rockin247radio.com, but it's on every, podcast music service. It's got its own app. And I've been doing that for 4 years now. And I'm coming up on my 250th show, which will be in a few weeks. I know, I'm excited. And the thing is, it's DJing, everything's intertwined in the weirdest way. I got on this station when it was new because I had wanted to be on another station previously. And then Tom Ingram, who runs Viva Las Vegas, he said, no, you can be on this new, I'm doing a new station, hold off and I'll put you on it. And he liked my demo show. And I had DJ'd at Viva Las Vegas at least 2 or 3 times by then.
yes.
And I think I've done DJ'd at Viva 7 times now. And everything leads to something else. It's really crazy. Like what I started DJing, like I said, in college. But before that, I was the guy that always made like a mixtape to give to everybody. Like, here's your best 80s summer rock songs. And here's your best Christmas songs, whatever it was. I was always giving the compilations to people, and I was always on the newest technology. So once burnable CDs came out, I was like, oh my gosh, now I can make CDs. So it made sense that I would put together music. And I've been DJing in LA professionally now for about 17 years, 16 years for
Wow.
sure. I get hazy because what happened was it didn't happen right away. I quit DJing for a while, still making all these music mixes, making my own home shows.
Yeah.
I was actually pursuing voiceover and editing, film editing more than anything else, as well as dance. I was on the show American Dreams all 3 seasons, dancing in almost every episode. And then suddenly I got asked to fix the music at a friend's wedding. They had a DJ they didn't like who they'd hired who was cheap. And his
Oh
friend's
no.
like, hey, can you get your iPod and mine, and you put something together and just do something that's better danceable than this?
Yes.
And because it was a swing dance kind of themed wedding, and this DJ didn't really seem to know swing music.
Oh
So sure
no.
enough, I went in the corner. I got like my iPod, his. I found like I switched them off, and I had no fancy equipment to fade in and out of. I just was playing song after song. He really liked it, and I was like, I got to start doing this again. And
Yes.
then I mentioned Joe's, the late great Mark Tortorici of the Hollywood Combo, one of the first artists I met when I moved to Los Angeles, gave me my first DJ gig. And then
Oh,
shortly after that, DJ Sable, my friend Christopher Gaunt, gave me a really cool gig at a New Year's Eve party, and then overnight, all night New Year's Eve party in the Hollywood Hills, and it went
wow.
great. And that was like, I got to get back into this and
Yeah.
make it a real thing. And just one thing led to another. I got a residency at a dance studio, and then what really did it though was Joe's. So Mark Tortorici, who sadly passed, left Joe's and basically left me and a couple of people to kind of take over some of his nights. And then he died a few months later, sadly, in a car crash. And it
Mm,
was such a bad loss for me that I decided to keep DJing at Joe's,
yeah.
kind of out of respect for him, recreating what he did. But then it
Mhm.
became my own thing, and I DJ'd there for almost 6 years until the pandemic, every Tuesday night, and loved it. Started DJing at tiki bars and other places, and it's just how one thing leads to another. And so then, like, what's crazy is that's what, and then going to Viva Las Vegas and meeting people, references, boom, 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 and you start DJing everywhere. And now, um, I get DJ gigs also through running sound engineering. It's just weird how everything, there's not one direct path, but
Right.
the festivals like Viva Las Vegas, the Western Swing Out, those have led to lots of fun DJ opportunities, and so has this show. So
That's
it's a
fabulous.
long answer for you. You can cut some of that out.
Oh no, this is all fascinating, and I know that there are a lot of viewers who will definitely know and remember a lot of this backstory that you're sharing, and so I think this is all very important. So that's fabulous. And then I know you have shared with me also your voiceover. You started to talk about this a little bit a few minutes ago. You're getting into more, again, more voiceover work. So and you've worked with Dave Foley, I think it is.
Currently, I Dave Foley. I got to be numerous roles in a cool kind of creepy audio drama called Purgatory, Missouri. That or they want you to pronounce it Missouri, but I lived in Missouri for a while, and we pronounced it Missouri. Other places call it Missouri, but Purgatory, Missouri is a really cool kind of supernatural, paranormal podcast about a story about people who find themselves in this like abandoned or weird carnival, and they can't seem to find a way out, and they begin to wonder if they're asleep or are they dead or is this purgatory. And Dave Foley is one of the lead actors in it, and I've been a fan of his since for such a long time. And it's really funny, that's again how things connect. I was in some productions that Maureen Davis, who of Marine and Mercury 5, the band I mentioned at Disney, produced. And then she had me come in and audition for this, and I got several roles. I'm playing numerous characters in it, and I got to do a couple of scenes with Dave Foley, and it just was like a dream come true to get to work with someone that cool. Mindy Sterling, also, who you know from a lot of things. She's also Frau Farbissina in Austin Powers. She's wonderful. I got to do scenes with her, and it's airing right now. You can find, if you look up Stuart Pearson Music. I'll give you the link in the poster to help people find it. But it's a really cool, creepy, story driven podcast, and it's really fun. And that's been, I think, one of the coolest things I've got to do. Voiceover is something that you could say I've been doing since I was 7, when my mom gave me a tape recorder, and she gave it to me because she was busy with a newborn kid, and she gave me a tape recorder, an old fashioned 80s tape recorder, to keep me entertained while
Right,
she was
yes.
dealing with stuff. And I started doing my own news broadcasts. I started making fake commercials. Even as a 7-year-old, I was like, I don't know if you're ever familiar with, like, remember Grey Poupon de Jean? Like, I would do hot Poupon de Jean in a commercial about a mustard that'll burn your head off. And I started doing that. And then, like, I just never felt like I could pursue it. And then I moved to LA, and I'm like, no, I'm going to start doing voiceover. And I got a voiceover agent, and I started doing commercials for White Castle hamburgers. I was their Craver campaign voice for a while. They was a the Cravers just keep coming to White Castle. Why? Because the Crave is a powerful thing, And then I've done all kinds of voices. I was doing
I
I
love
was
it.
doing a toilet light commercial series for a while, which
No.
might sound embarrassing, but the voice was so fun to do. Was Mr. Winky's here, the toilet light, and he was like an animated puppet of a toilet. And I told my mom my career had finally gone down the crapper. So uh,
I love that. I love that. Oh my gosh. This is fabulous. I didn't know you did all of those voices. I had no idea.
yeah, if you go to my obviously DJ Dr. Nate is my professional name for all DJ and music and sound purposes, but under voiceover, I'm Nathan Smythe. You can go to nathansmythe.com. I'm represented in Los Angeles by Dean Panero Talent under Brandy Ilson, and it's a lot of fun. Voiceover and DJing, I can't choose between which one's more fun. They're both a blast. So
That's wonderful. Dave Foley. I have admired him since he was in Kids in the Hall, I think it was. Yes.
hilarious, hilarious.
That's
It's funny
amazing.
how he I guess became a favorite of the producers of the Purgatory, Missouri. But we
Yeah.
have a weird connection before that. We never met,
Mhm.
but he took over a role for the radio version of a play I had done on stage of DJ Dr. Nate. A person hired me, Maureen Davis, cast me as DJ Dr. Nate in this play she did, where I play the DJ, and then it goes back in time in the past, and I play like my grandfather, who was also a DJ and a doctor and all these things. And when they did the final, international broadcast version, Dave Foley played Dr. Nate. And I was like, I have been immortalized by Dave Foley. I didn't get to meet him because we recorded at different times. So it was like, but I have met him now, through Purgatory, Missouri. But
That's amazing. I have a question for you. Who was someone that I know you get hired to DJ parties in various locations. Was there a job that you were hired to do that you thought, wow, this was a once in a lifetime experience? Anything like that?
yeah, actually, there's been a lot. One thing that was kind of interesting, briefly, was I was at a wedding. I helped DJ a new sound for a wedding, and Ashton Kutcher was a guest at the wedding. I was like, what? And he and Mila Kunis were sitting at a table, and I was just like, oh my gosh. But the thing recently that happened that was just a totally what was I got to be the sound engineer, just me by myself, with all my equipment in Palm Springs for a private event for John Waters, the film director. And it was totally by someone referring me who trusted me with the sound. And so, I mean, intimidation. I was like, oh, wow, I've never met him. And, he was at Viva Las Vegas like several times, I think, doing the burlesque competition or the burlesque showcase as the MC. And I didn't get to see him because I was busy DJing and MCing in other rooms. So now I'm like, he's relying on just me for all his sound stuff. I was nervous. I brought my best microphones and I had like backups and but it all went great. And he was a total gentleman and he was hilarious. He did like a 2-hour stand-up show that was so funny. And I couldn't invite anybody to it because it was private, but it did happen. I promise. It really
Hey,
happened.
totally gone to that. Oh my gosh. John Waters, the director. Oh my God.
I also
Wow.
got to dance with Natalie Portman one time. That was pretty cool. She was there at a vintage event, and I was like, oh wow. So yeah, I was dancing with some girl, and this was at the Cicada Club, and this girl's like, that's Natalie Portman over there. She's watching us dance. She wants to dance, but no one at her table's dancing. You should ask her to dance. I'm like, no freaking way. Then, after a while, like she was watching us dance. And so I asked her to dance. She said yes. And we danced around the room and she was awesome. And I was like, wow, that was incredible.
So she enjoyed dancing. She liked to
And
dance.
she was a good dancer too.
A good dancer too. Ooh, that's fabulous. Wow. Any other stories? Any other stories?
The most embarrassing story, I'll tell you that I don't know. This is really embarrassing. I probably shouldn't admit this, but a lot of
Oh
people already
no.
know it because they were there. Was um I asked Dita Von Teese to dance once before when I didn't recognize her because we were at an event also at Cicada, and she was not her usual dressed up self. She was dressed up nice, but she wasn't looking like her usual ultra glamorous self. And I went over to ask her to dance because I'd seen her dancing with somebody else, and she was doing great. I was like, oh, this girl's a great dancer. And so I asked her to dance, and we're dancing, and I asked her what her name was, and she's like, Dita. And I said, Dita? She's like, yeah, Dita. I'm like, Dita, like Dita Von Teese, and she's like, yeah, something like that. And suddenly, while dancing, she's good, really good dancer too, really good swing dancer. I began to think, wait a minute, this might actually be Dita Von Teese, and I just made an idiot of myself.
Oh
And
no.
so, like, I get over to I thank her for the dance. She was great, and I drop her off at the end, like to go sit down myself, and I get off, and his friend goes, "Dude, that was so awesome watching you dance with Dita Von Teese," and I was like, "I knew it." Oh, so I asked her again later, and I explained the situation, and she was totally nice. She's a sweetheart, and I've danced with her a couple times since then. But like, I just remember that first time, I felt like such an idiot. You just don't think that when you're somewhere with swing dancers. You don't think, oh, I'm gonna run into this person, and I just don't recognize them because you're not thinking about it, So
You're not. And yeah, many times people, celebrities, they look different in person too. They're very photogenic, really beautiful on the page, but in person they look different. So yeah, they're just themselves. So that's awesome. What great stories. I love it. Oh, I have a few of my own.
oh, I know.
I think I've shared them with you. Well, is there anything coming up, anything that you want to plug, anything else that you want to share with us?
A lot is coming up actually, and that's something that is cool. Not only am I enjoying doing this radio show, the radio show has led to me getting hired in places that I'd never heard of that have heard the show. And swinging and rocking with DJ Dr. Nate, Get Up and Dance. That's my show title, because I want it to be a fun, positive show. And so one of those events, which will be in August, is the Hot Rod Rock and Rumble. It's my 5th year at the Pikes Peak International Raceway, hotrodrock.com. I'll be there DJing and emceeing all weekend. And it's a phenomenal show with an amazing car show and all kinds of activities. And that's August 21 through 24. And DJ Lady Like Lexi, my DJ nemesis, we do DJ battles often at Viva Las Vegas. She will be there. So I don't know if we're going to be fighting or as friends, but we'll both be there. Thank you. This has been DJ Dr. Nate on Entertainment News and Reviews.
Thanks, everybody. Talk to you soon. Bye now.